Hello there, welcome back to a new cycling video. We're cycling from The Hague to Amsterdam on a Saturday morning, setting up the alarm, only 6 hours of sleep because who wants to sleep in on a Saturday? The day before I actually changed my normal gravel bike tires, which is 45 millimeters wide, to these 28 millimeters wide tires. It was overall quite a hassle, it took me quite a lot of time. But I just want to know how much of a difference it will make, and I can say definitely a lot of difference. Normally I would go about 28 kilometers per hour if I don't try my best too much, and here I was definitely going easily 32-33 kilometers per hour. It's getting windy and no one likes that. 25 kilometers traveled, 115 to go. Let's go. So yeah, in the video I'm saying it's getting quite windy, but I think on the way back it was much worse. But overall a really nice ride. It was about 70 kilometers to Amsterdam, which is actually not quite a lot. I realized that I, left the house at around 8, and at around 10 I was already at Oudekerk and Amstel, which is already nearby Amsterdam, which is here, a very cute town. Once I arrived in Amsterdam, I cycled through the city center and then cycled to Amsterdam West. There, a friend of mine was working at a cafe, so I visited him. I had a coffee there, and then afterwards I cycled again in Amsterdam, forgetting how crowded Amsterdam actually is or can be. Finally in a chill, not too crowded neighborhood in Amsterdam. So I finally found a few roads in Amsterdam, a little bit outside of Amsterdam, the city center, where cycling was quite fun. Right before I was gonna meet another friend later on. I do have to say that because of the tires that I'm cycling with, these kind of streets with the cobblestones are much less comfortable, because I was getting quite used to my wide tires, which also, you have a much lower pressure on the tires. It's about 60 psi compared to these with 100 psi. But the weather was great, which is not common in the Netherlands, so it was definitely very enjoyable to just cycle around Amsterdam. Had some dinner, some dessert, and then cycled back from the forest. I think this was nearby Amstelveen, if I'm not wrong. And actually I got chased by a dog here, like literally for a minute. I was cycling, I thought I could out-cycle this dog, and it kept chasing me. The owner was also very confused why this dog was chasing me. I almost wanted to hit it, but then I felt like I can't do that, so I just cycled along, and eventually it didn't chase me anymore. And then from there, from KLM, cycling back. So I took a different route back. Usually I barely actually take the same route back, even if I go to Rotterdam, to Delft anytime. It's just very boring for me to take the same route back, so I always try to go from a different way back. I'll share the Komoot ride in the description. But I did go from a bit of the east side, so from Merida, Uithoorn, all the way to Amsterdam, and on the way back from Aalsmeer, and then through all of these small villages like Burgerveen, Oude Wetering, Oude Ade to Leiden. Along the way you have these water stops. I really love these, so you don't have to bring too many water bottles with you. Because for this ride as well I didn't bring any bags, anything, because I knew it's going to be like a 2.5 hour ride to Amsterdam and 2.5 hours back. So I literally had 2 bottles with me and a small frame bag where I have some very few snacks. And then here we're back in Leiden, where of course the bridge is open and a boat's passing to my luck, so it was a good excuse to take a little rest again. And then finally back in The Hague, through the Haagse bos, I went home. And at the very last moment, suddenly you can see here that my phone holder broke off. after serving me for 1 or 2 years very well. So I might need to buy a new phone holder. That's it. Cycling from The Hague to Amsterdam and back. See you in the next one. Ciao ciao, bye bye.